We found a boat, then sailed away from the island. We had to. We didn't belong there. The new guy's name was George. I noticed when the anarchist said his name, he said it with a thick Belkan accent. How did you know that he was from Belka?
Well, both my parents were from Belka, so...
You never told me that. They say that Belkans are known for their conspiracies.
That's just a stereotype. Now, I simply stated my honest opinion and was thrown in jail for it.
The princess sat there looking miserable. That was a dumbass stunt she pulled back there, but it got us on this boat. Take a look at that. This ship is heading for a single rope that's hanging down from the sky. Do you know how far the end of that rope reaches?
Outer space.
No. It is a direct connection to the very potential of mankind itself. Or at least it was until war erupted.
It's my strong belief that the rope might be connected to a very distant, faraway source of great conflict and strife. Even long before the war, the whole world started falling apart once Harling began trying to build it. I often wonder what was going through Harling's mind when he was trying to destroy the very thing that so many people were sacrificed in order to create.
Sacrificed? What do you mean?
Have you seen all of those countless old space shuttles on Tyler Island that are no longer in use?
Yeah. I always thought of them as a good source of scrap. They're an obsolete technology that was abandoned during the construction of the space elevator. Which would mean that if the space elevator was destroyed, it would be that much harder for mankind to reach the stars. Until we find another way.
But even then, Harling still went ahead and tried to destroy it. At the cost of his own life.
That's not the way I heard it. What I heard was that he sacrificed himself to protect the tower from an incoming missile.
Oh, I was told he tried to fly his ship into the tower in order to destroy it.
I wonder which story is true, Your Royal Highness.
I don't know. Looking at it objectively, it's reasonable to believe that Harling had both options before him.
When it comes to which one you think he took, I guess it's like a mirror.
Yes, it is. It's like a mirror looking into your own soul, based on whichever choice you believe it was. At the moment, though, I can only see darkness. I think that thing should be destroyed.
It's time for the briefing. Although, since we don't have any contact with HQ, it's not like this is an official mission. Anyway, it looks like the seizure of Tyler Island and the relief from Osea have been postponed. In the meantime, we just have to do what we can to survive. Since losing its capital city of Ferbanti, Erusian forces have separated into smaller, autonomous factions. It looks like Erusia's largest force and leading faction will pass through the area around this base. The space elevator is significant to them. So they're probably heading there.
Should we intercept?
Why? I doubt they're gonna start a fight now.
Our top priority should be to get home. Let's go already.
Yeah. It's not like we have the supplies, power, or even a real reason to put up a fight. But what are we going to do if they bring the fight to us? We need to be ready to push them back. If we head inland from here towards Aruja, there's an old castle that's been converted into a stockpiling base. Shalaji Castle. It's currently occupied by some of the Arujan forces that broke off, but we need ammo and fuel. They appear to have converted a freeway into a runway, so we can expect them to have the capacity for air combat. But they'll be easier to handle than Aruja's lead faction. Well, we can't use all our aircraft to attack. The transport carrying the stolen supplies needs support. Okay, Strider Squadron. You head out first, and neuter the dogs at the stockpiling base. Rendezvous with Cyclops Squadron, who will bring the transport. Then we bring the supplies back to this base.
Got it.
Aircraft are our only threat.
Sounds good.
We'll make it. We're all gonna fly home. Together.
Tiger Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
No Osean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target. We've set a number of priority targets, focusing on their anti-aircraft weaponry. Okay, team. Get to work.
Unidentified aircraft, not sure if friend or foe. Fire anyway. We don't have time to be wondering if they're friendlies or not.
Caution. Pull up.
Target destroyed by Strider 1. So, we capture this base and take the fuel and supplies. That's the plan, right, Trigger?
You take if you want to live. That's how it was where I grew up.
I was just double-checking mission orders, Hushin.
Check the base.
Target is in machine gun range.
Our anti-air guns are destroyed. Abandon and fall back to our rear position. Retreat!
Caution.
Who's that squad with 4 fighters?
There are more vehicles along the road. They don't appear to be military. They're Erusian refugees. They must be fleeing since the conflict got worse.
Hit them with unidentified aircraft. Identify at once or we'll open fire.
What's he talking about? They already are firing on us. He's confused. I know. I've been spiked.
We're all out of ammo. Don't give up. We're not going to lose our country again. Our anti-aircraft weaponry is down by 30%. Why are they attacking this base?
So what's this faction split from the Erusian military? The autonomous state of Shalaji used to be a nation. The region has always leaned towards independence. Those who want to restore their homelands flock to it. Apparently, their core consists of officers from Vaslij, which neighbored Shalaji.
Are they our enemies?
They're our enemy's enemy, but not our friends. Strider 1, missile launched. The resistance is strong. They seem pretty desperate.
Evading enemy missile.
Strider 2, Fox 2.
They have 4 aircraft. More planes incoming. Fire more missiles. We don't have enough AA weapons.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Trigger has destroyed the target.
They're bombing us. We're unable to use the SAMs. Help me!
Locked on.
Missile hit. Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Does Soul Squad know?
Coming up on the castle. Let's hurry up and capture this base so we can get its fuel and supplies. Shit!
I feel like we're a group of burglars.
Don't say that. This is for our survival.
Yeah, I know.
Strider gas.
Gun destroyed. There ain't already. They can pay for what they did to our scouts. There aren't that many. Taking both civilians and refugees without discrimination. Get away from the stone buildings and take shelter somewhere sturdier or underground. Drop where you are and cover your head if you hear jet engines.
Enemy on your back. Target locked.
All of our infantry fighting vehicles and tanks are gone. Everything's on fire! That only scratched me up. Continuing with combat. Enemy's firing! We got you! Protecting!
Target locked.
No, we got a fire!
Fox 2. Trigger it. Blast abandoned. Target destroyed by Strider 1.
Sam is out! We're running out of ways to strike back! We've lost more than half of our forces! The battle won't last much longer! Let them have our lives. As long as our nation stands, the young will carry on.
Two hostiles. All aircraft confirmed. This town's of high cultural value. It's unfortunate we had to bomb it like we did.
We do what we need to survive, right?
Not something I'll tell my son about.
Cancel takeoff. Soul Squadron, stand by.
Negative. This battle zone's if we don't get up there. Along with hope of restoration. Don't worry. As long as we accelerate inside the tunnel, they won't be able to shoot us down that easily. Their interceptors are in the air.
All right.
Getting to takeoff speed inside the tunnel is insane.
Soul Squadron, airborne. Shoot the invaders out of our skies. Good luck, Soul Squadron.
Understood. You are in violation of Shalaji airspace. Turn around or we'll be forced to shoot you down. This is the Ocean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Land immediately and hand over your planes and base to us. You must be the Spirits. It's absurd for you talking so tough when he's one of the leaders of Monte. You bastard! You defile this country. As long as you are here, this country will never know peace. Shit. Missile hit. I'm out. Ejecting. That will be okay. Failing out under those conditions. I can see his parachute. Let's pray he makes it to safety. 3 to go. Don't let them work together. Back up trigger. Wilco. Righto.
Bring it on. I'm more than a match for you.
Enemy has a bead on you.
They think they're a band of knights. I hate them even more. They think they're actual nobility. All right, I'm a wild gunman then. Time to shut your mouth. Missile inbound. Drinking.
Enemy on your back. Movement hit. He's ejected. Damn. We can't even last long enough to buy ourselves some time. As expected, but a lucky shot would be boring.
Some kind of energy weapon. No, it's a railgun.
Strider 1, you have a bogey approaching at high speed. Bearing 090, straight from the east. High-speed projectile launch from the aircraft.
testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky.
We can still help you.
Don't waste your life. Dedicate it to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I am not that person.
Team squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on.
Hey, look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. Rest or surrender to catch whatever slips through.
Welcome. That just cost us our lives.
Hit on unidentified aircraft. The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack. Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of the pilots is also fighting alone.
He's not alone. Look around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then, to see if he's truly worthy.
Someone to guide us. I can't think of anyone other than you. Need to get over now and tell me something. Drone fighters don't belong in the blue. They have no place in the cosmos of the skies. And they're what the Pulse Legion Air Force should be fighting against.
Its accuracy is increasing with each shot. Take it down as quickly as possible. Strider 1 has been hit. Are you all right?
He's flying, but if he takes another hit, it's a miracle you're not in a million pieces.
120%.
Missile away.
It's not bad.
That bastard will get away that minimizes the damage even when he's hit. Keep firing those missiles until you blow him to pieces.
This weapon is not enough to take down 3 strikes. This aircraft is my body. If they are not enough, then I must put my soul into it. There are pilots like you in every generation, and I've felled every last one of them.
Strider 1 scored another hit.
He's still flying, but his plane's been damaged. Finish him off, Trigger.
I have a lock.
It's a hit. The unidentified aircraft is going down.
You got him. Trigger has splashed a bandit.
Can you hear me? Pilot with the 3 strikes. This was all due to my ego. I unleashed pure chaos upon this world, just so I could keep my wings. Put a stop to the drone production.
Is this a message to Trigger? What does it mean?
I don't think this war is over just because we shot down Mr. X. Yeah, it's gonna take something else entirely to end this thing. I just don't know what.
The resupply went well. We should be okay on food and fuel reserves for a little while at least. Luckily, the rumor that the Erusian army is advancing nearby is only a rumor. There's no sign of them from the skies. Rumors, rumors, rumors. This is what happens when you lose communications. But we got one good fact. The plane Trigger shot down was an advanced model of the XO-2 Wyvern. It was developed in the last Continental War. Erusia had a lot up their sleeves. Apparently, they were even supposed to have Belkin aircraft back in the First War. What if Trigger couldn't shoot it down? Just thinking about it gives me chills. We're lucky to be here. In war, you never know what's lurking behind the curtains. But it looks like everything's loose now. Solid chain of command, rest periods after sorties, a battlefield where you know friend from foe. All of that's gone now, lost in a fog of confusion. Feels like a distant dream. Now, just how the hell are we gonna get out of this mess?
When we got to the mainland, we found the space elevator's support facility. I guess this was the factory where they built the gigantic structure the elevator traveled in. There was this little girl sitting in front of a mural. When the princess saw her, she shuddered like she'd seen a ghost. The girl had a stuffed animal. This was the day after the shit went down at Tyler Island. She walked right up to the princess, took her hand, and led her into the factory. One thing's for sure, they knew each other. The factory'd been converted to a production line for Erusian drones. It was fully automated and chugging along, making drone after drone after drone. Once they got inside, the princess stopped and just stood there. Another girl was there with a man in a lab coat. He was trying to use his keyboard, but she wouldn't let him. She took a data chip and threw it on the ground. Then she walked over to us and took the gun from the prison guard's holster. She pulled the trigger and destroyed the chip. Later, I found out that the girl with the gun and the one with the stuffed animal were sisters. They were also the granddaughters of Mihai A. Shalaji, the legendary pilot. Gramps used to talk about him. He said Mihai was the top ace from 2 wars ago. Know any Belkins? Because this guy was a Belkin, and they love to stir shit up. Pitting nations against other nations is a particular favorite of theirs, along with developing hyper-advanced technology.
That's right. I'm Belkin, born and raised. My country is gone now. Rather than surrender to its enemy, Belka detonated 7 nuclear weapons on its own soil. My people scattered around the globe, living in the shadows of other countries. We had a new purpose: to breed wars. The theory was that through war, we could achieve our destiny and our revenge. I had just finished inputting Mihai's data when his granddaughter came in. She destroyed the only copy I had of the information I squeezed out of him. The girl loved Mihai. No one knew more than her just how hard I pushed her grandfather for that data, how much I made him sacrifice in the process. I promised his granddaughters that his efforts were not in vain, that it could end this terrible war. But in the end, it only caused more chaos and despair. We were responsible for all this damage, all this tragedy. Now, we were going to pay for it. The Erusians, once our allies, would see to that. I had lost the drive to continue my work, even before I noticed Mihai's granddaughters eyeing me with suspicion that one day. I should have stopped then, for all our sakes. Mihai's granddaughter tossed the gun aside. She said if she resorted to killing, she'd just end up like the rest of us. And by us, she meant everyone, including the princess. Like me, the princess was afraid to look into the girl's eyes. She knew that by encouraging her people, she kept the war going. Mihai and his granddaughter were victims of it, and now they too were paying the price.
Is this for Belka? Or for Erusea? My grandfather had only one wish, to continue soaring through the endless skies. That was the only place where he felt alive. But I don't even have a country to call home, let alone the sky. The Black Forest, the lake, they are no longer mine. Even though those lands were once cherished by my late mother. We have to learn to put that sense of nostalgia behind us and behave like mature adults.
My homeland. She's right. It feels so far away now. The woman with the rifle approached me. She was focused on more pressing issues.
I checked the computer. All of the data on the legendary Ace had already been installed.
No, I pulled it before it was completed. However, there are 2 aircraft that are already scheduled to be manufactured based on that data.
We must destroy the factory.
This isn't the only one. There are more facilities just like it, and the 2 planes containing the data will be manufactured at one of those facilities.
So, this place runs on solar power that the space elevator generates, right? How about the others? We can destroy the space elevator and cut the power to them. First things first, let's take this one out.
I'll show you which locations to target.
I stood there, thinking about that mural by the factory's entrance. Harling commissioned it to be painted. I realized that in the background, behind the dancing figures, the artist had painted several space elevators. I understand now. The space elevator wasn't designed to exploit Erusea after all.
Good. And afterwards, we'll bring down the space elevator itself. No matter why it was built. Right now, it's the root of this chaos.
I wonder...
Yes?
I wonder... which path you would choose when looking at Harling's mirror.
Let's get the briefing started.
We've done enough air operations. Just let us go home.
There's no path for us to get home. Whatever direction you fly, it'll be right into a hail of enemy fire. Earlier, we received a communication via the partially restored general network. Here is what it contained. Apparently, the Erusian radicals have gathered around the space elevator, as it's a source of energy. Give the warmongers a powerful energy source, and you give them the luxury to keep on fighting. In response to this, people from both Osea and Erusea have joined forces, and will take down the final Arsenal bird in a saturation attack from the air to the sea. Once that's achieved, they'll take the space elevator from the aggressors.
Has the source been verified?
It could be fake. I hear you. Take a look at what's written at the end. Hey, dumbass. If you want to bring the world back from the brink, go to the lighthouse. You can see the future.
Dumbass? Sounds familiar.
It certainly does. It's from those guys we met in Tyler Island. The 444 squad. It's a message to all those looking to end the war. But I also think it's a message for trickery.
Guess we'll do what it says.
Okay. Well then, I'm thinking we go roast that damn bird.
Looks like we're all on the same page. It's time to end this war. Time to fly, guys. Let's go get that Arsenal bird.
Center Squadron, sortie ASAP.
We need help! Don't let them damage more! Show them what the erosion, no, what fighter pilots are made of! Thanks, I owe you. No sweat.
Get into formation. We have the numbers.
Well, if it isn't the LRSSG, looks like our luck has turned.
LRSSG, you will secure air superiority. There are Erusian aircraft in the Coalition, so they have been ID'd as friendly via the data link.
Just confirmed it.
The Erusian government aircraft, including drones, will show up as hostiles. You two aces, I'm thinking it's time to show us what you've got.
We don't have two anymore. Guess nobody told them.
That's quite true, Count. It's not just two. Wiseman trained his squad well. Everyone's still in it as an ace. He'd be proud of you all.
To all of you who have gathered here, regardless of your country, this is headquarters of the Ocean Army Southern Command. Wait, you can forget that designation. We are a coalition formed exclusively for the sole purpose of taking down the Arsenal Bird. Wait until we're ready to strike the Arsenal Bird in unison. Roger.
Right, we're speaking on our own channel. The enemy can hear everything he's saying. There's no other choice. Erusian aircraft are in the coalition as well.
Gold Squadron and Rigel Squadron of the Erusian Air Force. We're here on our own. Lancaster, we're entering your airspace.
This is C2. Republic of Bosnia are also moving to rendezvous. There's only one squadron, though. It's Mr. X's crew.
Count, ease up. Engagement is forbidden.
Don't worry, I know. We need every crew we can call upon. Even if they were flying with the guy that killed Wiseman. Some of their squadrons are in weird formations. They have manned aircraft making UAVs and slave mode. All this just to keep the war going. Heads up! Bandit behind you!
The main Ocean force is to the south, so grit your teeth and fight.
Don't let the enemy sniff your fun. Okay, commencing transmission. I'm speaking over both terrestrial broadcasting and video transmission networks. It's not important who I... No, who we are. First, our goals. Destroy the space elevator. Second, we want power to the drone factory cut in order to put a stop to all the war and chaos that its products cause. And last, we want to bring an end to this pointless war that has given rise to a state of anarchy. Let me tell you what's going on right now. The land is overrun with refugees who have lost their homes. This is no isolated incident. In spite of that, the war continues to rage overhead.
How many more do we need to take out?
Shoot them down one at a time. They'll run out eventually.
UAVs were sluggish when they went down. I thought as much. Drones without leaders are slow as hell. The biggest war on their slave road.
Are the friendly Erusians rebels or what?
They're rebels, but I'm sure it's more complicated than that. Rush up on Codeman's radar. Focus on the enemy.
Copy that. Take a look. See that line continuing above the horizon? The cable goes up to the sky as far as the eye can see. Not many people know this, but the space elevator is the world's tallest transmission tower. In theory, its radio waves cover exactly half the globe. We've jacked its signal in order to reach out to you.
On our side? That's in a long time. Again, 3 strikes? Never again.
Strider 1, locked on target. 5 minutes remaining.
We're guinea pigs on this battlefield.
communications infrastructure down, this broadcast can only be transmitted to certain regions. If you can access the server, consider yourself lucky. You get to see a real-life princess. Hey, Cosette, say hello to everyone. Yes.
Emerald, it's safe over here. You're taking away all their guns.
Yes! Let's open up the exit. Everyone get the refugees into the underground tunnel. George, Tabloid?
All right, understood. Pick up the gun. Pulling the trigger is our path to a new future.
Achievement for rebellion. It's a battle for independence. Take down the Arsenal Bird and build a new country.
Some coalition this has turned out to be, huh? They'll keep talking big once the war's over, too. You can bet on it. We need something or someone to guide us. We've come this far. Don't get killed.
Fox 2! Fox 2!
Enemy on your rear!
Hey, these are the good news from Custom Milking Technology.
Strider 1.
Looking at a mural. There's another one here too. It shows a whole bunch of space elevators. Skies unknown. Cosette, let's go. Yes.
Warning. Missiles launched from the Arsenal Bird. They're Helios projectiles. All aircraft, stay clear of the blast area. 10 seconds to impact. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Impact.
How many got caught in that explosion?
Broadcaster, do we have more incoming?
Unknown. Proceed with caution.
Wilco. We can't switch off the security system, but we've got this. If what he said is true, this will give us at least 10 seconds. Cosette! Cosette! What the hell's wrong with you? Get back here! As we all saw, we have a problem. The princess went by herself into the maintenance area and has shut us out. No idea what got her going this time. Stupid woman.
Missile launch from the Arsenal Bird. Shit, airburst type. Helios arriving in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Helios arrived.
I'm bailing out!
I said we were going to take down the space elevator, but it's not like we can just go out there and chop it down. At the top of the windbreak, 6 location markers have been set in place. They monitor distortions of the space elevator. Those are the locations we need to target. If the sensors go bad, the elevator's observation system will think the elevator has fallen. Until its safety can be confirmed, all microwaves will be stopped.
Oh, I get it. What a party.
I was going to do it myself. You dumbass.
Helios launched from the Arsenal Bird. 5 seconds. 3, 2, impact now.
We caught that. It's all over.
Helios arriving in 10 seconds. 5 seconds to arrival. 2, inbound.
I'm going down!
Cyclops 2, Fox 2. How did that miss?
30 seconds remaining.
Enemy's got a lock.
Strider 1! Locked on.
The monster bird is in our trap. Well, here's a saturation attack. Wait for the signal.
Strider 1, missile away. UAV confirmed destroyed.
Inform the coalition units. We're nearing 0 hour. 10 seconds until the united attack of the Arsenal bird.
Incoming!
5, 4. Everybody, give this attack everything you've got. Open fire!
All missiles were shot out of the sky. Attack failed. Cruise missiles did not reach their target.
Damn monster.
Lancaster warning all aircraft. I have multiple blips on my scope.
Here they come.
That's something. Missile.
Hey, look at the Arsenal bird.
Lasers!
Missile destroyer should strike a marker. Sunk. We can't train it. Evacuate!
Missile.
Flagship starting heavily damaged by laser weapons.
Missile.
Captain aircraft controller melting. Signal blast! Deploy lifeboats.
HQ, we have a problem. The damage to the Allied fleet is extensive.
Missile.
That's some pretty impressive firepower. I, for one, did not see that coming.
The active protection system operated as expected.
Missile.
We should launch another saturation attack. Air power. You'll throw the Arsenal bird.
Missile.
Strider 3, launching missile. Warning! Missile in the air! Jaeger, you've got one behind you!
Missile.
Look at that light from the Arsenal bird.
Missile.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Missile.
It's readying its APS. All aircraft, break off from the Arsenal bird.
That was close. Without the AWACS, I would have been a goner.
Cyclone 4, missile!
That's not the control room. Go through the airlock and get on the maintenance elevator. Get to the top of the windbreak. Do you think you can put on that pressurized suit by yourself? You can never get it on with those funerals. Yes.
I'm getting sick of that arrogant bastard. Seriously.
No good. The engine control room is gone.
Get orders to the opposite
Get a radar room and CIC.
Nothing phases this thing. Where are we supposed to hit it?
All aircraft. We can no longer commence with the second saturation attack. All aircraft, separately engage in direct attacks.
HQ, it won't be easy to take down the Arsenal bird with conventional weaponry. All the ace pilots in the world won't save us unless we have a plan.
Give us time. We'll see what we can do.
You're just thinking about it now? You can cover any friendlies it's hit.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Missile.
Didn't think that'd miss.
Main propeller 1 confirmed stall. Good work, Trigger. Keep up the attack.
Strider 1, enemy behind you.
Missile.
It's readying its APS.
Missile. Missile.
Damage. I've taken some damage. One aircraft hit. No, two.
Say goodbye.
I can see a light bulb shaped thing, but it isn't lit up. That's it. That's a location marker. Have it from there, right? Got it.
Is there something we can do? Just evading like this will get us all killed.
Enemy on your back, Strider 2.
They have a lock on me. It's a big maze. Strider 1, break that lock! Locked on. When's that shield gonna lose power? Never. Elevators continuously supplying you with power.
Then what should we
sub propeller.
You can do it. There's no way it isn't damaged.
Get behind three strikes.
Trigger got a sub propeller.
Both main propellers have been stalled.
You're getting the hang of this, Trigger. The main propeller is moving again. Just how hard is that thing? It's time to destroy the lieutenant's base. Say what? If we destroy the docking modules, the supply unit will break off a personal bird. That'll leave the lieutenant base vulnerable. Light it on fire and we can cook that bird whole. Theoretically, that'd be more possible for an experienced pilot. That would be a problem, but...
Yeah, but our guy's more than just an experienced pilot.
Trigger, let's do this.
Is he really that good of a pilot? I'd bet on it. Besides, if he thought it was impossible, he wouldn't have said anything.
Watch out! The drones are falling! We got these things, no problem. Refugees. Everyone calm down. You want to get yourselves killed? George! Tabloid! Get back here! I can't leave that girl to die. Fine, fine! Get her, but be quick about it!
Is everything okay? The drones are acting odd.
Run! Run! Careful!
One docking module destroyed.
Great work!
Strider 1, that you can do it. Move on and destroy the rest.
Keep the UAVs company.
Is everything okay?
Good. Some people were crushed. But the kid Tabloid went after a safe. He ran that distance with a girl in his hands.
Good. What about Tabloid? Is he safe?
George and the girl were saved. They were saved.
Watch your tails, all two. I can't shake him. Watch two.
Locked on, Bandit. We can't give up.
Enemy on your back.
Let's try to one-handle it. Try not to get his way.
Fox 2.
Go, Trigger. Leave these chumps to us.
Tug required.
Don't let them anywhere near him. Understood? Feeling a freaking million alongside a whale.
Locked on.
Enemy on your back.
2-3, watch your tail.
That thing is too huge.
Don't let its sheer size freak you out.
Docking module destroyed. That's 2 of them.
Don't let yourself be distracted. Just focus on what you need to do.
On the enemy's radar.
I have a solid block.
Ground point separate. Like something. We have to take down the target by any means.
Hostile has a lock. Enemy on your back.
Missile. 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 Missile.
You can do it. There's no way it isn't damaged.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
All aircraft, locate Strider 1's position.
Missile.
We have to take down the target by any means.
Missile.
Unload the Strider 1.
Trigger got a sub-propellant.
Both main propellers have been stalled.
You're getting the hang of this, Trigger.
Guys, go look after your family.
The main propeller is moving again. Just how hard is that thing?
1, you're too close to Strider 1. Get out of the way.
Missile. Missile.
Follow after Strider 1.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Don't let the UAVs distract you. Arsenal Bird is our priority. Trigger got a sub-propeller. You're getting the hang of this, Trigger.
Missile. Missile.
Nice, girls. You're making me now.
The main propeller is moving again. Just how hard is that thing?
Missile.
He's down to destroying the Rectenna's base.
Say what?
If we destroy the Docking modules, this plane will cause a reverse road. Otherwise, the Rectenna base will light on fire and we can cook that bird whole. Theoretically, that may prove impossible even for an experienced pilot. There won't be a problem, but...
Yeah, but our guy's more than just an experienced pilot. Trigger, let's do this.
Is he really that good of a pilot? I bet on it. Besides, if he thought it was impossible, he wouldn't have said anything.
Watch out! The drones are falling! Refugees. Everyone calm down. You want to get yourselves killed? George! Tabloid! Get back here! I can't let my girl to die. Fine, fine! Get her, but be quick about it!
Is everything okay? The drones are acting odd.
Run! Run!
Your size freak you out.
Careful!
Docking module destroyed. That's 2 of them.
Don't let yourself be distracted. Just focus on what you need to do.
Docking module destroyed. 1 left.
Nicely done. This'll be a good story to tell my son.
Is everything okay?
Some people were crushed. The kid Tabloid went after his safe. He ran that distance from the girl who was hanging.
Good. What about Tabloid? Is he safe?
George and the girl were saved. They were saved. Both of them.
There's a hit on the laser cannon. Trigger's hammering it.
All targets have been destroyed. The supply unit is ready to fall off.
Good job.
Laser cannon confirmed destroyed. That eliminates 1 major threat.
Thanks. That thing almost cooked my tail.
You should be able to see the Rectenna where the supply unit was. Destroy that, and even the mighty Arsenal Bird is sure to feel it.
Good luck.
Leave it to Trigger.
Don't let us down, Strider 1. Clear a path with Strider 1.
Leave the big fish to Trigger. We'll take down the UAVs.
We're counting on you.
On the enemy's radar.
Rectenna base unit confirmed destroyed.
Forecaster. Oh my god. The Arsenal Bird's on fire.
Trigger, break off. Arsenal Bird is losing altitude rapidly.
Arsenal Bird is down.
Longcaster, can you estimate the point of impact?
Don't worry, looks like it'll be open water. All aircraft, avoid the target's path.
That's the last of the rooms. Even in death, that thing is intimidating.
Everyone, can you see this? These people here were alive up until a few moments ago. My friend is here. Can you see this? This is just one of the many sides of war and what it does.
All Erusian soldiers around the space elevator. Surrender now. We will not attack. We can hold them off until support arrives. Our unit surrendered. You guys better not throw away your lives either.
Wait there, Princess. We'll get you down.
Don't worry about me. Please just take care of the refugees. I'll parachute down. What?
Warning, incoming bogey.
Are those the drones we saw at that factory?
I'm coming down. I'll see you on the ground.
No, wait!
bad news. Trigger, boss, do something!
Strider 2, missile inbound! Cosette! What?
This isn't the time for that!
Cosette!
Avril, they're headed this way. Get the refugees to safety now.
Strider 2, you're hit. Are you alright?
Still breathing. I won't be flying much longer, though.
There's an Osean carrier a few kilometers to the west. It ran aground and was abandoned. It won't be easy, but it's the only place you got.
Trigger, escort your wingman. Let's get to that carrier. That's all we can do.
Trigger, can you hear me? I somehow managed to land. It's your turn now. The carrier ran aground, but that shouldn't be a problem for you. I'll guide you down. 3,000 meters to carrier. You're too fast. Lower your speed. Bank right. Nice work. You pulled off a perfect landing. Well, we're okay for the moment. Now the real challenge begins.
Well, if it isn't the LRSSG, looks like our...